Okay, you want to read that now?
Alright. I mean, not. I don't want to read it,
It's
but I'll
it,
read it
you
anyways.
you really don't have a choice here, like realistically.
I mean, I do. I do. I could just log off, but
You could just do that, but then that would expose you as a pussy.
okay.
You would be made fun of for generations to come. That would not be epic.
I would be made fun of for not reading the Yandere Dev Persona 3 fanfiction.
Yes, that's exactly what would happen. you would you would be made fun of.
I feel like I'll be made fun of if I read this.
You won't.
Well, I'll do it anyways. It was
If anything, I'm gonna respect you even more.
it was selfish and dangerous and dishonorable. Minato knew that. He was putting his life, his reputation, and his role in Seas at risk. Minato knew that too. Not only had he left the dorm during the dark hour, but he had also procured his evoker from the command room when no operation was underway. These simple actions might as well have been criminal offenses in the eyes of Shuji or Mitsuru. Either warranted severe punishment, and both were adequate reason to expel him from Seas altogether. But Minato would perform yet another unforgivable taboo act before the night was through. He would summon a persona for reasons completely unrelated to the safety of the city. Is he gonna fuck his persona?
Yes,
If if a
I
if
hope
a
so.
person
I really do.
if a per if a person possesses a rare power that few others share, it is only sensible to use that power. If that person's power can be used to save the lives of many others, it is only reasonable that he uses his power whenever possible. It was practically his duty to use his power. What kind of person would he have to be turn down his position in seas and leave the city's population just that much more vulnerable to the shadows? He could not refuse to protect the city because he was one of the few who could. Whether or not he wanted to be a part of Seas was irrelevant. It was his duty by principle, his obligation by circumstance. There were times when Minato felt honored to possess this power. Like, Jesus Christ, get on with it.
It
This
takes a while.
power.
Okay, it's all built up.
Privileged to be a member of Seas. Thrilled to. There's a lot of build up, just like SNK.
It's like SNK.
Thrilled to know. Yeah, thrilled to know that by using his power he was saving lives, and then there were times when the strain of his duty drove him to wish that his evoker was a real firearm. The horrors he had seen in Tartarus, the pain that those abominations had inflicted upon him, and the emotional distress he was forced to invoke on himself, sometimes several times per minute, in order to evoke his personae. Each foray into the Tartarus was more traumatic than the last. No amount of
Don't laugh.
injuries made the pain more
This is a
bearable.
serious matter.
No,
Don't laugh.
no, no victory over a shadow ever made them any less terrifying. He saw those beasts when he slept, when he closed his eyes, when he tried to focus on the blackboard in school. How did the others expect him to maintain an ordinary life while fighting those horrendous monsters almost every night? He'd stepped into that backwards tower many times now, but every time he still felt terror grip him, still feared for his life every time a shadow drew near. He would never get used to it. It would never be normal to see one of those foul beasts. It would never be normal to hold a weapon and use it to defend his life. It would never be normal to hold something shaped like a gun, pointed at his head, and pull the trigger. The evoker. Minato looked down at the device he now cradled in both hands, the device that had inflicted so much pain on his mind. He despised using it. It never got easier, since it wouldn't work if it didn't cause him sufficient mental distress. He knew it wasn't a real gun, he knew it couldn't kill him, but he still feared and hated the device. He knew that every time he used it, that horrible sensation would course throughout his body, the feeling that was terrible enough to evoke something buried deep down in his subconsciousness. Persona. The stress that it placed
Whoa.
on his mind only lasted for a second. just enough to draw out the persona, but oh my god, he is actually gonna fuck his persona.
Oh
But
my
every
god,
use of the
yes.
device caused him to hate
Oh,
it more, and fear the next time he would call upon it. Ironic then that tonight he would use the device to bring himself pleasure.
don't laugh.
It was all too much for him. Classes, popularity, friends, exams, scheduling his time to balance them all. Every student had to deal with those things, but he had a lot more on his plate than just that. Seas, shadows, the dark hour, Tartarus, the evoker. It all placed far too much stress on his mind, stress that was only amplified each time he pulled that despicable trigger. It affected every aspect of his life now. He couldn't do a single thing without being reminded that later on he was going to buy weapons from a cop, or go to hell at midnight, or feel pain rivaling that of a bullet through the brain. Actually, that probably wouldn't hurt. It would just die
It
instantly.
really doesn't. No, yeah, it
Count,
doesn't make any sense, like, at all.
yeah,
Unless you're the
countless
SNK
times
guy who's gonna shoot himself with a shotgun.
in transfer his consciousness. Um, uh, Countless times before the night was through. No aspect of life felt normal anymore. I can't believe it dropped that fucking shit like he's gonna fuck his persona, and then there's just this entire paragraph of bullshit. Like, get
Can
onto
we?
the persona
Yeah,
fucking if you're
can we
gonna do
get
it.
to it? I really want to look at that. I'm not okay. I'm not. I don't want to get turned on by it, but if it's someone
You
like
don't want to get. You think you're gonna get turned on by it.
there's a very slight possibility that that might happen. I'm very scared.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip to the good part, which is thankfully only like another sentence or two. You couldn't even look
Girls.
at girls without being reminded of social links and others. He's related things.
Okay. Okay.
Girls. He felt so isolated from them all. He lived with Yukari and Mitsuru, but since they were nothing more than comrades, their gender counted for nothing.
Why
The
is he an
opposite
insult
sex was
now?
the only. Yeah, he's just an incel, just
Why
like
is
Keck.
just like Kak?
Well, oh wait, yeah,
Wait,
the
wait. He's gonna listen to this later. He's gonna make fun of you. You
um. Are you're still using OBS, right?
know. I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Okay.
opposite sex was the only thing he ever heard about anybody talking about, but no girls had ever shown any interest in him. He was the only guy in his circle of friends without experience. You just play the game right, and then you'll be dating the girls.
That's kind of the opposite of what actually happens. Even if you don't do any social links,
Yeah,
you still get with Yukari and Nagas. That's kind of not what happens.
yeah. They're all throwing themselves at you because you're the anime main
Quite
character.
literally, yeah.
Yeah, the only guy who hadn't been on a date, the only guy who had never been desired by a girl. Was he really that unappealing? Was he really that hopeless? Would things always be this way? If only a girl would just like him. I know, I can tell he's projecting himself onto
He's
this character
projecting
so hard.
so hard. It's not even okay. It is kind of funny. It is pretty funny.
It is really funny. He could feel better about himself. If only a girl would just like him, he could feel better about himself. He would be self-confident if he knew that it was possible for a girl to like him, but he wouldn't be appealing to girls until he was self-confident. It was a catch-22. It was a feedback loop he could never escape from. That feeling of inescapable despair and loneliness was what finally pushed him to the edge and drove him to do what he'd done tonight. He wasn't even sure if it would work, but he needed comfort, relief, pleasure. He'd almost forgotten it. Fuck. I really don't want to read any more of this.
No, we have to. But we're so close. We're almost there.
That's what he was doing to do tonight. He had struggled with his decision for so long. Yeah, near-death experience. Worrying he died. He didn't want to spend another night alone, desperate, insecure, worrying that he'd die a virgin. If his plan
Okay.
worked, that he'd never have to worry about
Okay.
that again.
Okay, hold on. Before we get to it, do you have any predictions?
Like,
Who
what
do you
do you
think?
mean?
Who do you think is gonna summon?
Uh, Maybe, I mean, It would be funny if he summoned Alice.
Oh, I
I
kind
don't
of
know.
okay. That would be kind of funny, but at the same time, I don't
No,
think
it has to
so.
be it has to be like, I don't know, maybe Titania or something, or Skaha, or
I was thinking of like succubus or something.
oh well. Oh fuck, no, it's definitely Succubus. It is
It's
100%
it's probably
Succubus.
succubus. If it's
Yeah.
oh shit.
What? No, I think it is Succubus.
If it's
That
not
Minato was
succubus,
surprised. Minato was surprised by the. He's gonna summon Succubus and then he's gonna fuck it until he dies. Because that's what happens when you fuck a Succubus.
till he
Minato was
dies.
surprised by the number of his personae that all had the form of a human woman. Personae had been explained to him as physical manifestations of his subconscious psyche or some unintelligible Freudian babble like that. Actually, it's a
It's
Jungian
Jungian.
babble. All he understood was that personae were parts of him that he drew out using the evoker. When he first saw his inner subconscious taking the form of women, he started to fear that he might be subconsciously homosexual. But over time, it slowly began to make sense
Can
to
we can we
him.
hold- can we take a break here? Can we slow down? Can we slow down? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Okay, you can
Is
keep going.
Yandere Dev a closet gay? Actually, no, that wouldn't be surprising.
I would not be surprised at all. Okay. Alright, you can keep going now.
The 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 persona were reflections of his innermost subconscious desires. Women.
Okay, so we went from an insult to a gay man to to a coomer. Like the span of like 3 paragraphs. This is kind of amazing.
Mi- Mi- Minato was aware that he only felt the desire to engage in sexual behavior because it was, oh my god, it was part of every living organism's biological programming. He was aware that the compulsion he felt was nothing more than his body's way of assuring that he produced offspring, the only matter of importance to any biological organism. But sex meant more to him than that. Having sex would be a milestone in his life. It would dictate his self respect. It would make him feel like an equal to his peers. He felt like there was a part of life he was missing out on and wouldn't be a complete human being until he'd experienced it. Although there were a great number of people who could provide reasoning for why one should not judge one's self-worth by such standards, Minato had dwelled on the matter far too much for his mind to be easily swayed. Sex, or rather his lack of sex, had become almost an obsession, frequently reinforced by the sight of all the female bodies around him, his female classmates and teachers, the attractive Yukari and Mitsuru, and the scantily clad women that emerged from his head all too often were all like juicy steaks, wrong steak, dangled in front of a starving man. He spelled steak wrong. He
Wait,
spelled it like the
wait.
steak you plung.
I'm not even looking at it.
Like
Hold on.
he
Uh,
he said, the women are like juicy steaks dangled in front of a starving man, and he
I
used the
found it.
steak
Okay.
like the one you plunge into like a vampire's heart or something, not like the meat.
Okay, that's
He
for. eh,
he
Let's just not
he
go into that. It's just.
he could not have his classmates, for they showed no interest in them. He could not have Yukari nor Mitsuru, for they were out of his league, and his comrades before that. But the personae were a different story, for his personae obeyed him unquestioning. His perception of the personae had changed over filler paragraph.
Okay.
The freakish imp-like man who resided in the Velvet Room had terrified Minato at first, but over time Igor's appearance became water under the bridge, proved to be assistive, if cryptic. His ability to fuse multiple personas had proven to be invaluable, and Minato found himself frequenting the Velvet Room more and more as his collection of personae expanded. Although Minato found himself slightly attracted to Igor's peculiar assistant, he did not imagine that anyone else in the room would be the object of his infatuation, until a routine fusion yielded the most human-looking persona he had encountered yet. I am Lilum,
Oh, we're doing
she
this?
had purred in a soft, demure voice. I will think only of your well-being. Her form was that of a human woman, with the addition of two bat-like wings and a long, slim tail. Aside from these extra appendages in her long elf-like ears, she could easily have passed for an actual human woman. She was supernaturally beautiful, perfect, ideal, flawless in every way. Long, dark, wavy hair, hypnotizing eyes, and a figure that put gravure idols to shame. Clothed only in a white leotard, Minato's mouth fell open, poggers, and had the persona not vanished to retreat into his heart, he might have spent all of eternity standing there in inspired perfection. Minato had never once been tempted to abuse or misuse his powers, but the sight of the winged vixen was the feather that broke the camel's back, or rather, the 100-pound dumbbell that snapped the camel in two. Minato was drawing up plans to steal his evoker from the command room and escape the dorm at night before he was even out the velvet enigmatic blue door. He was not. A filler paragraph.
Okay,
Minato looked down the barrel of his evoker, nervous, shaking, sweaty. Was this the way he wanted to lose his virginity?
Yes.
He didn't
chat.
care. From the looks of things, no girls were ever going to be interested anyway. He'd have to take whatever he could get, and he certainly wouldn't mind his first experience coming from a jaw-dropping babe like Lilum either. Of course, all of these thoughts were moot if Lilum would not agree to his requests. Then again, all personae so far had obeyed him without hesitation. None had shown the capacity for disloyalty. He was confident that his plan would work. She was a part of him. How could she refuse him? Wait. If she was a part of him, would this be like having sex with himself? An advanced form of masturbation?
It took us what, like
He shook
10
the
minutes
thoughts
to get
from
here?
He shook the thoughts from his head. As long as his hands were on that beautiful body, he didn't care about the details. Yeah. He's gonna fuck her in the love hotel on the circular bed, yeah, whatever.
Is it really?
He pressed the evoker to his head. Yeah, he is.
Wait. Okay.
He pressed the evoker to his head, closed his eyes, and prepared for the familiar pain. I don't want to read chapter 2.
Oh, come on, we're like right there. It's like right in front of us. It's dangling right there, please.
I'll just skip to fucking her, like, when he actually summons her.
Okay, sure.
What do you require from me, Arisato Minato? The vixen cooed in the same sultry yet innocent voice as before. He swooned and nearly fainted at the sound of the name exiting those soft, plump lips of hers. I'm suffering. No, fuck. How do I do a nerd voice? Fuck.
You're already doing that one, but
I'm suffering. He said.
No, that's not even close.
I know. I was trying to do like a really like. I don't know,
like a really desperate Coomer voice, or like
yeah, that.
Okay.
I want you to ease my pain. Are you injured? Lilum asked, her large eyes widening in concern. Do you require healing?
Is that really your best girl voice? I have to ask.
Well, not all of us have practice on our sissy voices.
Okay, first off, I've never done such a thing. Let's not point any fingers.
No, I'm not hurt, but I'm suffering because I need something so badly, he said, struggling to find a tasteful way to explain his desires. What do you require? Lilum asked, leaning forward to hear his reply. I need to touch a woman's body, he said. That's why I summoned you. I want to touch you. Lilum tossed her head back and giggled.
I'm really trying not to laugh. I'm trying to. I'm really trying to take this as seriously as I can.
A soft laugh that sounded that sounded like droplets of water cascading into a pond. That's all? She asked happily. Well, he didn't open the quotes. He didn't put
Okay.
Shit. Well, go ahead and touch me then.
What?
Minato, go ahead. Well, go ahead and touch me then. It's supposed to be then, but he
Oh,
added a
did he have
T.
tea? Okay, that's good. It's like a third typo.
Minato was frozen and dumbfounded. Normie's about to be jerking off in a few minutes in voice chat. Minato
It
was
wouldn't be the first
frozen and
time.
dumb. Bro.
Did I not tell you about that?
No.
This happened like 2 months ago when we were in voice chat. I think
Was
we
it the
were.
sissy thing?
Yes, that was it.
Bruh.
It was like 5 a.m. for me, and the room was like, "Hey, please." He was like begging me, "Please, let's go." And then hentai. I want to look at sissy porn.
Bruh.
And that was like, Normie, are you sure? Do you really want to do this? He was like, yes, I want to. We were talking as he kept jerking off. And then, and then at one point, he said, sorry, I can't do it while talking, and he muted himself. And then he kept going for like another 10 minutes. And then I was like, no, I've had enough for a night. And then I just cut it off.
A hypnosis app on my phone turned my brother into a woman?
Yes, we were reading that. That's what we were reading. I have to show.
Minato was frozen. Come on.
Best. I gotta show you that dojin later on. That dojin's really funny.
Great.
It's
Okay, do
really
I
good.
still have to read? Do I
Yes,
still have to read
yes.
this shit?
Yeah, you
Fuck,
do.
okay.
Sorry,
H-
we have to
H-
we have to get off topic real quick.
Hey, troll. Wait, is
Yeah.
troll here?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's right here.
I got 3 members of Neutral Chord caught up on the Shingeki no Kyojin anime.
I'm really embarrassed about
disappointed
that.
in you.
I'm really like ashamed of that. I'm not even kidding. I'm like genuinely blushing. I'm not okay. Okay, let's not get off topic here. We have a job to do.
All right. You got a blowjob to do, sissy.
Okay, first off, look at your profile picture and then say a thing, funny man. That's all I've got.
Your profile picture's also a fucking sissy.
It's
Your
not.
profile picture is a fucking
Yeah, it
anime with
is.
an edited pie.
It is a
app,
sissy.
bro.
It's not. It's an anime girl.
It's an anime sissy.
It is not.
It is a
It's
sissy.
female, so he's not a sissy.
It's
I
a
mean,
female.
No.
The picture isn't
No,
a sissy.
it's
He's a sissy.
bruh.
I'm not
No.
a sis. Let's not get into that, okay? That's an argument for another day.
Femboys are the new
Minato was
trend.
frozen in a dumbfounded shock that she had agreed to his request. Before his lust snapped him out of his trance, his eyes focused on Lilim's breasts, soft and round and smooth in every positive adjective he could think of. He raised his hands and timidly, gingerly moved them toward her chest, trembling with nervousness. Finally, he let go of his inhibitions and bravely seized her breasts with his hands. A long sigh of relief and satisfaction passed his lips, and he began to massage Lilim's breasts gently. He explored the texture and the feel of breasts, squeezing them and pushing them and observing how they reacted to his hands. He smiled contentedly, growing more aroused by the second, until he became overwhelmed with lust and buried his face between her breasts. The white fabric that separated her smooth skin from his face annoyed him, but was far too happy to be upset. He squeezed her breasts together, pressing them against his head, and then reached around to her back to press her body forward. bringing her breasts into his face. As his hands found her back, he, I think I've read this somewhere before.
Okay, hold on. Let's back that up. Okay,
Like,
let's talk
Where
about
did
this.
he?
Okay.
When did he write this?
No, let's not. It's not a matter of when did he write this. It's a matter of when did Basser read this.
No, he doesn't have to. He hadn't have to read this before. It
No, that's
sounds
some-
like a typical erotic fanfiction.
That's my problem. Basser,
I-
have you read
I-
erotic fanfiction before?
We have.
no,
So
No,
go to
I
the
just,
brothel.
And I mean, yeah,
I,
I know we've done that, but I don't know
I,
if Basser's
I,
done it.
I just remember. I swear I remember a Persona 3 fanfiction where he fucks Lilim.
Okay, you were reading this then. You had to. You have to have
Yeah,
been.
probably.
It
Yeah.
was probably. This was probably it. Also, can I say,
I mean,
gamers, I have a big throbbing boner right about now. I don't know about you fellas, but Willem's breast. Oh my god, bros.
My favorite writer ever, Zephon.
once or twice he was startled to suddenly feel her wings against his hands, but he soon got used to it. He moved his face away from her chest, and the white fabric fell away, exposing two large, beautiful breasts. Minato once
They are
again
not
sighed
that big.
happily. No. And then once again buried his face in her chest, returning his hands to her front to rub and massage her breasts again now that they were bare. He moaned into her chest, sighing her name happily. Lilam. Lilam.
I'm trying to imagine this as the PS2 models.
No, it's a P3P models.
The movement of his lips against her skin introduced a new sensation to him, one he eagerly explored by kissing and licking every inch of Lilim's bare breasts.
That's a woman.
He fondled one breast while sucking the nipple of the other, alternated breasts when he saw fit, and returned his face to her cleavage when he missed it. He sighed and moaned her name many times, and wished the moment would never end. The movement of his lips against her skin introduced an... Wait. He repeated the same paragraph. He put the same
Oh.
paragraph there twice.
Oh no.
No,
Time.
Well, now you have to
Understood.
read. Yep, you have to read again. You have to.
No,
Yes,
no, you
me.
can suck my fucking dick, bro. The dark,
You will.
I'm not
You
reading that
sissy.
shit. I'm not reading that shit, you fucking faggot.
Look who's talking.
Look who's talking now. Time. The dark hour. Why is the baby still awake at like 4 a.m.?
That's
the
normal.
week's household.
Fucking black households.
Baby
He
wake up
remembered
early.
that his time here was limited. He didn't have time to savor every part of Lilim that he wanted to. He had to finish what he had come here to do before the dark hour ended. He finished stripping Lilim of her leotard and then looked at her face for the first time since he had plunged into her breasts. She was smiling shyly, a bright red blush across her face. He found her expression to be adorable and was overcome with a desire to hold her close. He wrapped his arms tightly around her, his cheek pressing against her own. He tilted his head and pressed his lips to hers. For the next few minutes, he tried awkwardly to figure out how kissing worked, failing many times, but enjoying the trial and error process very much.
That's an epic
Finally,
fail,
he
gamers.
seemed... Yeah. Finally, he
Please tell me
seemed to
he
get the
doesn't
hang
have
of it, and Lilim began to move her mouth in tandem with his. He fondled her breasts eagerly while kissing her, and moaned inside into her mouth much as he had done to her breasts. He kissed her harder, more passionately, and fondled her breasts roughly, feverishly. How rough can I be with her? He wondered. Having difficulty restraining himself from groping and kissing too hard, the building pressure between his legs begged him to be released, and while still kissing her, he began to remove his clothing. Once he was nude, he kissed Lilim hard, then pulled her toward him so that she was on the bed with him. His hands slid down to her ass, which he grabbed and groped happily. His penis rubbed against her thigh, sending a wave of pleasure through him. He began to move his pelvis back and forth against her, moving and sighing as he did. He pushed her off of him so he was lying she was lying flat on the circular bed, then climbed on top of her and began rubbing his penis against her thigh. He sighed happily from the stimulation, then thought of how pleasant it would feel to rub his penis against her ass. Hey, could you please get on your hands and knees for me? Sure, she said simply in a voice that was as prim as it was seductive. She readjusted her position so that she was on all fours before him, and Minato immediately began rubbing his dick against her ass. He moaned loudly from the stimulation, and then spanked the ass cheek he was not grinding against. Lilim yelped and looked back toward him, but the expression on her face was one of amusement and intrigue. Minato grinned and spanked her again, then humped her ass harder and used his other hand to fondle her breast from behind. Lilim's tail flicked and wagged rapidly. This is heaven.
Okay,
He sighed to
okay,
himself.
okay, hold on. I'm not being ironic here. I don't know if it's like being in California or like the actual fanfic or like your reading of this, but like I'm legitimately sweating. I think it might be like, I think it might be like a combination of all of those. I don't know.
No, I think it's just you.
I really don't. It's like actually scary. I don't know.
I think it's just it has to be
Okay.
just you. I'm feeling nothing.
I'm dry as a fucking bone.
This is so good.
With with Lilim still on all fours, Minato rubbed his dick on whatever part of her body he pleased, touching almost every inch of her soft skin with his throbbing penis.
Her feet.
Each time he caressed her with his dick, he felt himself coming closer to climax. Not good. I haven't even put it in yet. But he was having too much fun to stop. Lay down on your back, he instructed, and Lilim obeyed. He pressed his dick against her breast and moaned loudly. He humped her breast, then straddled her waist, slid his dick between her breasts, pushed them together, and began to pump his dick between her breasts. The arousal and stimulation provided from her breasts was what finally pushed Minato to his climax.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to finish that? You want to finish that thought? you want to? You want to? Maybe you want to? You know, think about that
He's
one
just
for a minute.
masturbating. He's just masturbating. This is the entire fanfic. He's just jerking off.
Wait, he left. He left the call.
Yes, he did.
Sorry, bastards. I guess he couldn't handle it. He's off to his restroom. He's gonna jerk off right now.
Yandev's just jerking off in this. This is masturbation. This is nothing else.
This is really good. This might be one of the best things ever written.
You haven't read the speedrunning one?
Which one?
Zelda speedrunning.
Oh, the Spearrun of Time?
Yep.
Yeah, that one's a classic. That's a good classic and a half. I love that one.
Oh wait, no, fuck.
Okay,
Same
okay.
fucking paragraph.
What
Then.
happened?
Yeah, what happened? What was that? Did you have to quit because you got so horny? Or like, what happened?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah. What?
I've been reading it the whole time.
What?
Yeah, you quit the call.
What happened?
It must be because of fast Wi-Fi. I've been reading the whole fucking thing and I'm not doing it again.
Where are you right now?
She just came on her face. She's getting her to on her knees.
Okay, so
Okay, she answered, perky and upbeat, with Lilim kneeling in front of him. Minato rubbed his cock against her face. It was only half erect, and he felt drained from his ejaculation, but he was going to make the most of his remaining time. I want you to suck on this, he instructed. All right, Lilim replied happily. She began to suck on the tip of his penis gently. Oh, God. Minato moaned, falling back into the bed. Keep doing that. Willem continued to gently suckle on the tip of Minato's penis, gripping the shaft with one hand. Oh yeah, move your hand up and down. Like this? Willem asked as she stroked his shaft. Ah, yeah, Minato grasped. Ah, God, can you take it further in? Suck on more of it. Suck on all of it if you can. Willem took more of Minato's penis into her mouth,
This is 360.
moving her head forward until she had taken in as much as she could without gagging. Now move back and forth. Willem moving her lips from the base. Willem moved her lips from the base of Minato's shaft to the tip, and back again. Minato moaned in pleasure, his legs kicking and toes kicking. Oh God, I love you. I love you. He gasped. Willem giggled.
Can you giggle
Something
like
about the
Willem?
persona's life reminded him of Yukari and the popular girl entered Minato's mind. Almost immediately he pictured her performing fellatio on him. He closed his eyes and pretended that she was the one with her lips on his cock. Oh yeah. Oh. He began to move his pelvis up and down as he laid on his back, moving his penis into her mouth as she took it in. He began to search for other girls to think of. Oh, Mitsuru-senpai. Oh! He grabbed Willem's head and thrust it downwards so that her face was buried in his pubic hair. Oh!
Okay,
Mitsuru.
so you know like the God Hand cover? You know like the
The
God
what?
Hand, the God Hand cover? So like imagine
Yeah.
that
Which one?
the European cover.
Alright.
So imagine that but like with a penis. I think that would be funny.
Wait.
I've thought of that before. I think I'd
Have you
like to.
really? Have you really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, troll that. Imagine that but like a penis. That's exactly
Oh.
what like I thought of just now. Just a funny thought, I think.
He mumbled the names of every attractive girl and
Bro.
idol he'd ever wanted to take to the bed. Troll pilled. Humping Willem's face repeatedly.
Please
For
tell
long,
me. Please tell me
he
you hated
felt his
those like
libido
that, please.
fully restored and
Please tell me
knew
it was
that
just me.
now was as good a time as any to conclude these acts of foreplay and get to the main event.
It only took us like what, 30
Oh.
minutes?
Yeah. This is in quotes, but no one's talking.
Okay.
Willem, her panting heavily, admiring her body eagerly. I'm gonna fuck this girl, he said to himself. I'm going to have sex. Yeah.
Is that like a Sonic Adventure line, like with that delivery?
I'm gonna have sex!
Yes. He grabbed his dick and gazed down at her vagina. After taking a moment to study the appearance of a real, live, actual pussy, he plunged inside. The Lilum yelled. I feel like it just skipped the orgasm when she was sucking his dick, but whatever. Lilum yelped, and Minato moaned. He immediately began to thrust himself in and out of her wildly and roughly. Oh yeah! Hell yeah! Fuck yeah! He hummed her passionately and frantically, not attempting to find any rhythm, only doing what felt right. He slid his hands up and down her body, moaning against her skin, burying his face between her breasts and humping her harder and faster with each thrust. I love you! Fuck yeah! He screamed into her cleavage more than once. No longer attempting to act like his normal self, only to act upon his desires. He once again began to pretend that he was having sex with whatever girl came to mind, calling out their names against Lilim's skin. He was groping and squeezing her body violently now, without caring whether or not it hurt her. When he imagined that the girl he was fucking was Mitsuru, he screamed her name at the top of his lungs, squeezed Lilim's breasts roughly, and reached his climax, coming deep inside of her. He collapsed on top of her, panting and heaving heavily, continuing to hump Lilim until he was too exhausted to even twitch. He felt Lilim's hands stroking his back, softly, affectionately. He looked into her eyes and saw happiness. He caressed her cheek and gave her a kiss. Have I cured your suffering? Yeah, Minato said between heaves of breath. It's good. I guess I can no longer stay. Oh, that's right. That. Farewell. Until next time. Lilum began to fade away, becoming transparent. Minato could no longer feel the warmth of her body. He acted on his first impulse and reached to give her breast one last squeeze, but his hand passed through her. Her abrupt leap was far too sudden, but it was to be expected. Until next time, he said to her fading form. Lilum vanished. She was gone, and Minato was alone. Minato flipped over onto his back and looked at his own naked, heaving, sweaty form in the mirror on the ceiling. Did I do the right thing? What kind of question is that?
Okay.
He wondered,
alright.
is my attitude magically going to change overnight because I had sex? He dwelt on it. I guess I won't know just yet, but I had a lot of fun. I'm really glad I did that. I just hope that nobody finds out. He spent a minute or so regaining his strength, then took a shower to clean away He took a shower to dean away the many fluids that now stained his skin. After drying off, he clothed himself, retrieved his evoker, and exited the Love Hotel. There was no one to sneak past. Love hotels are made to be as discreet as possible. In this particular hotel, utilized a panel of buttons and a credit card slot, rather than a front desk receptionist. Okay.
Wait, no,
What's
wait, hold on, no, it's a dark hour. Moisey, wait, no.
Yeah. Why is he pointing it out? Like,
It's a dark hour, yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh my fuck! Oh, I just
What?
want.
What?
This is basically when he destroyed his sex doll after a day.
What?
He bought a sex doll, dressed it up as Samus, and destroyed it in a day.
I forgot about that, yeah!
Once Minato returned to the door, he used the same method for entry that he used for exit. As the doors locked at midnight on non-Tartarus nights, he was forced to climb out of a window using a rope fashioned from bed sheets tied together. How do you get those though?
Where did he get those?
He stole them from Yukari's room.
He stole them from Shinji's room.
Proved more difficult. Climbing up the rope proved more difficult than climbing down, but after some exertion, the trip was completed. After tiptoeing to the command room to return the evoker and tiptoeing back, Minato's mission was complete. Unfortunately, he failed to remember that Mitsuru examines the previous night's security camera recordings every morning. I mean, at least she didn't see him fucking a persona,
but so
author's note.
Would she even see the persona?
Author's note. To be continued? I don't know. I'll keep writing if people like what I've written so far, I guess.
Yes! Let's go sequel bait.
Nah, I think the sequel is the Zelda one, the erotic one.
It's the Zelda. We've got to do that one some other day.
No, not the speedrunning one.
Let's talk about this. Let's just talk about this for a minute.
I would have not enjoyed it if not for Bast and his mic changing quality halfway through.
Yeah, I think the mic change really added to it.
Just getting the 360 mic experience.
I also think his girly voice really added to it. I think I got really into the experience. I really thought I was listening to a girl talking.
I know, I was like feeling nothing, but then when he screamed, "Oh yes, hell yes, fuck yes," I was like hard.
I started sweating bullets. My cock was
Sweating
throbbing. And I think my nails grew like 3 inches longer in like a minute.
My pants were like wet instantly.
I think I pissed myself, but like there's some cum mixed in. I think that was pretty incredible.
Pretty great experience.
God, I think you found one of my favorite copy pastas.
Well, the SNK one.
Yeah.
Which one?
Are you still thinking about that one?
Yeah, I'm still reading it over to myself.
It's really good, like from what you read. You want to read
Yeah.
it again, just to end this? It's like a way to end it.
Yeah. You don't. Okay, you don't care about any spoilers, right?
I guess I don't. I don't know. Depends on how spoiler heavy it is. I guess.
Like extremely, it spoils like everything.
Oh, okay. Let's just read like halfway through it, I guess, and we'll end it right there.
All right.
Hold on. Let's just add something else to it. Can you do like a like a like a Bjork voice?
No, no, I can't.
Okay, at least you tried. What even was that? Okay, I'm not even. Okay.
Well, not all of us can do girl voices like you, bro.
I can't do a girl voice. It's frustrating.
You're
It's
doing one right
frustrating.
now, though.
I'm not doing one.
I can't do it. It's frustrating, bro.
I think my voice
Is there-
is just like too deep for that. I'm not even kidding. I don't think I can pull it off.
Is there any character that can defeat Eren Yeager? And I'm not talking about Shingeki no Kyojin Eren Yeager. Hell, I'm not even talking about Shingeki no Kyojin Eren Yeager in contact with an Eldian of royal blood so that he activates his Shiso no Kyojin coordinate powers. I'm not talking about Shingeki no Kyojin Eren Yeager after ingesting the Yoroi no Kyojin serum and having practiced his hardening abilities with Hanji and the Survey Corps. As a nutcracker to destroy the Sensui no Kyojin crystal so he can consume his fiber and gain precise creation abilities. I'm definitely not talking about Shingeki no Kyojin Eren Yeager with mastery over his Sensui no Kyojin creation abilities used to break open. Yeah, no, okay.
God, I kind of love this. Okay, I'm gonna go piss.
Yeah,
Alright.
piss. Yeah, right. Piss. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm back from jerking off. That was really cool. I think I had a really cool experience. I was looking.
You're a premature ejaculator, bro.
Yeah, I think my personal record is like a minute. I don't think it is. I'm only kidding, guys. I'm only kidding, guys. I was not real.
One time I was jerking off for an hour and I never came. And one time I jerked off for like 30 seconds and then I immediately came.
This man said weak. He said weak.
I think that's happened to me too. It was like it was like an hour long session. I would call it a session, cause like
You know?
it took up like
an hour long and
it was like
it was, nothing was happening. So I eventually was just like, fuck it.
no, it was like at points like I would lose my boner, so I would be like, no, I'm too far into this to give up now. So I would like keep stroking it, even though it was really not hard at all. It was like I don't know. It was trying to prove a point, I guess. I don't know what the point was, but
Trying to prove a point on my dick.
I think so. I don't know. It was really weird. Then yeah, I think that actually okay. This is gonna be okay. No, I actually don't want to say this. I'm probably not gonna say it at all. Actually, this is really.
You were
Okay.
trying to prove a point that you can make a man come. Huh?
No, it's
Oh,
not-
you
I was
were
fucking-
gay porn.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that wasn't really it. It was somewhere
All right,
along those
you're-
lines, though. It was somewhere along those
You're-
lines. It was not
You were-
exactly that, but yeah. Have you ever like combed? Like after you combed, you like you like shot out so hard that like it sprayed all over the walls.
One time
Mayhaps.
One time I did. One time I came so hard and I was lying on my back. I came
Yeah, and when
so
did you
hard
know?
it splashed into my face and on like the wall behind me.
Well, was that an epic Devilman Crybaby reference?
Yeah.
Pure
Devil
half
man,
man.
rope baby.
Did that actually happen?
Yes.
How does that even happen? Like for real? I've never had it happen. I don't think. Like I've had like a lot of cum like come out, but I don't think it's ever like shot out like a shotgun.
Bro, I think it depends. Normie probably can like shoot someone with it.
No, he's talked about this before, and it's really bizarre.
He has nothing left.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was really depressing. Troll, did you see that?
No, what?
Well, like Norman was like talking about like he was cooming, and like he said that straight up no coom was coming out.
Oh, I think he said that. Yeah.
He did say that, yeah, and it was really depressing. I kind of felt
This is
bad
your brain in 7 continuous years of masturbation with no breaks.
with no breaks in between. I don't think he's had a break for like a couple years at least.
He only takes a break when he's asleep.
Okay, let's get into that. Have you ever had a wet dream? One of those funky wet
No.
dreams? Okay, that's cool. I almost made fun of you. Just like I have, like my brother, like is very open about that. Like this one time, I was like 7. Keep in mind, he was like talking about a wet dream he had, where he was like having sex with Megan Fox, and then like then like the next day when he saw his bed was like all wet, and his mom saw that, he was like, oh no, the dog pissed on my bed, and he got away with it.
Nah, mom, please. It was my dog.
I don't know why I remember that, even though it happened like 10 or 11 or 20 years ago. I don't know.
The dog came on his bed.
I think that's literally what he said. I don't know if he said he pissed on his bed or if he came on his bed. It was one of those
Nah,
two.
he shat on his bed.
Have you ever had that happen?
I've never had a dog.
Okay. It's happened to me quite often.
No, please. It was my dog. Please, mom. It wasn't me.
No, like, I mean for real, like, I've had dogs that like straight up just shat on my bed.
It was disappointing.
I had a cat who pissed on my bed. That's it.
Did he piss on your mouth though? Did you like it? Was that thought appealing?
No. No.
I also had like this really weird thing where like, okay, this happened like 5-ish years ago, I think. No, 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Where I was like laying in bed, and my dog came up to me, and I was like, he was waking me up. I was like, oh, I guess he wants to like go for a walk, or he's hungry or something. But then I opened my eyes, and like the first thing I see is like the corpse of a dove.
What?
It's dove.
Yeah, he killed a dove.
Bruh.
He said dove.
I say dove
said
because I
dove.
was gonna be like a funny Doge dove thing, but it didn't work out at all. Because I don't know why
Epic.
that I was like I was having a Reddit moment. But anyways,
No, that's funny.
it was kind of funny if you put that on screen where you see a dove, where it's like Doge and a dove. It's really funny.
Yeah,
I swear.
I think that would be funny. I
I
think.
think that would be really hilarious. But anyways, yeah, that happened. And then I had to fucking pick that up and throw it in the trash.
My mom once
I
told me
post-
that she found the decapitated body of a pigeon on our in front of our house. We don't have we don't have any animals, so kind of weird.
I posted the SMK copy pasta somewhere else, and MD responded to it.
What did it say?
It's just a judgment picture.
He posted an image.
Can you post that image real quick? uh, I hold on. I want to look for like a continuation of like the Persona 3 fanfic. Because if there is one,
I don't think there is one.
I hope
That's
not.
the thing.
I don't think there is one.
When was
But
it posted?
it was.
I mean, when did he make it?
I
Because that's not
don't
the original.
know.
post.
It definitely happened before he started developing like the game. For
So
sure.
I think he stopped writing in like 2014.
That's when he started developing, right?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like 2013,
So that's probably
2014.
it.
It was probably like somewhere around that, yeah.
I think his newest ones are in 2012. That's
Yeah, I think. Okay, yeah, that's it. Chapter 1. That's where it stops.
alright. Thank
Okay.
God.
Aw. Like a part of me is like kind of relieved, but at the same time, I'm kind of sad. So I wanted to read more of it.
Yeah, then just read the Zelda sex fanfic.
I have. It's one of my favorites. It's really good. Okay, let's just read some more Persona things. There's one that's called Life After Death. Like the cover is like Yukari, really looking really sad. It's ongoing.
Bro. No. If it's ongoing, then that's pointless.
Hope that's a thing. I'm gonna bookmark this. I'm gonna read this later.
Oh, this sounds so hot. I'm gonna read it later, bro.
I'm gonna put it in my Persona 3 video. It's gonna be like how I ended.
Bro, I hate Persona so much. Here's my 3-hour video on how much I hate it.
Rond, I really want to know where you found that first copy pasta.
It's on Reddit. I looked up. I literally just looked up like Shingeki no Kyojin copy pasta, and I found it was like the first result.
You already know that I actually like fucking
Browse the SNK subreddit.
Yeah,
not
he's a
the
moderator
SNK
on-
subreddit, but the SNK spoilers subreddit. Yes,
It's the same thing.
It's just
I
funny.
know.
Please show me something
And
funny.
yeah, this definitely seems like something someone there would post.
I'm just waiting for Normie to fall asleep again.
He's not. I have it muted.
No, he's not. That's the thing.
Is he talking right now?
Yep.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna unmute you for like a minute, Normie. You have a minute. Say something funny.
I know he's awake because he said something.
Okay, you missed your chance. I'm gonna mute you again. No, I think he already fell asleep.
No, he didn't. That's the thing. I had him.
No, because he would have said something by now.
No, he shouted something, and Dad picked it up.
No, he's asleep, definitely.
No, he's. I know he's not. I had him.
I'm talking
See?
loud, nigga. Can you hear me?
Yeah. That came out of nowhere.
I told you something's not picking up.
Alright, bastard. What would you do if you woke up and you were missing your penis? What would you do? Ain't that a funny situation?
Fuck, I could probably kill myself.
Would you really? Would you actually?
I don't know. I just feel like, I guess I'm definitely not gonna fuck. Obviously. Oh well.
You still have your
That's
balls.
one
you
less
just-
thing I have to
you were
worry
just-
about.
You were just missing your dick. You still have your balls.
You can claim you have the smallest penis on earth.
He already does.
Oh, Guinness World Record, and then I can. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna look that up now.
I'm sorry, we have to reject your.
I'm sorry we have to do this, bastard, but we have to.
We have to reject your.
Okay,
what is it
so the smallest penis on Earth
It belongs to Bastard Swordsman.
is 1.6 inches long. Bastard, you're getting pretty close to that number. If I were you, I would do something about that.
That is the smallest
It's-
recorded number.
It's not. It's not anywhere near that.
It kind
It's
of
smaller,
is.
bro.
It kind of is,
Damn.
bastard.
No, it isn't.
You're like in the general vicinity of it.
Bro, why are you laughing
Yeah,
at him,
okay.
bro? Micro penis is a beast.
The
Joining the micro penis
was-
club, bro.
micro penis club.
This is the best club there is.
Would you join the micro penis club? Like let's say you get a letter in the mail, right?
Yeah, and then they tell you can't join, your penis is too big.
No, let's say you get a letter in the mail. It looks really it looks like it looks really important, right?
Yeah.
You open it and inside you find an invitation to the micro
I
penis
would
club.
pog.
Would
I
you
would
go?
pog. I cannot lie. I
you
would go.
Would you go?
I would go.
They're gonna measure your penis, and if it's not regulation size, they're gonna kick you out.
I gotta try.
Troll. Let's say you see a a beautiful girl, right? You say, I wanna, I wanna have sex with that lady. You say that in Polish, and then you approach her, and you see her face, and it's Pastor Swordsman. What do you do?
I say, hello, bastard swordsman. What did you give us 6 today?
He doesn't understand you because you're speaking in Polish.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, then I walk away, simply.
He holds your hand. He grabs you by the neck, and he violently kisses you. What do you do then? No, this is no laughing matter. What do you do?
I give him the good old ball twist.
Would you, Bastard? What would you do then? What would you do?
Rape him?
Would you keep kissing him?
I wouldn't kiss him at all.
Well, okay, let's say you are.
Then I'd stop.
No, that's not an option.
Why is it not an option?
Because you,
Ronde's projecting.
because your natural instincts prevent you from doing so.
What do you mean?
You're project. I think you're projecting.
Projecting?
I would not kiss a Polish person.
You would kiss a Bronxian.
Yes, you would.
I think I would maybe kiss a Bronxian. I would not kiss a Polish. I would
That's
not-
pretty cringe.
Thank God I'm
That's really
Polish.
cringe.
Pastor, you're
I'd rather-
you're like dangerously close to the Bronx.
Yeah, but I'd rather fuck a Polish person than a Bronxian.
Would you rather have
Heck,
sex
would
with
you
the average Polish male?
Dan, what?
Okay, Bastard, do you A, keep kissing him, B, finger him, or C, hug him and tell him everything's gonna be okay while you also kiss him?
How are you gonna say it if
A,
you
because it's the least gay.
Troll, what do you do then? He won't stop kissing you, he won't let go.
I give him the good old ball twist.
Bro, that's not gonna work.
How is it all gonna work?
It's just not gonna work. He has a different center of gravity.
What?
I don't know. It's just not gonna work. Trust me on this one. Bastard, I think at this point you should just stop kissing him. I don't know why you haven't stopped.
Because you told me I couldn't stop.
I did not do that at any
Yes, you
point.
did.
That's a
Alright,
lie.
faggot.
That's a lie.
Alright.
We
Alright,
have
faggot.
Certified femboy practice per his gay ways.
we have that one on tape. You cannot prove me wrong.
You're trying to write gay fan fiction for neutral chord.
Bastard, when I tell him I think No More Heroes would be better as a stage play.
No!
Everything is better as a stage play.
I think stage shows are really funny.
Find me one thing that is worse as a stage play. You're never gonna upload this.
I'm probably gonna upload this one just because of the fanfic. Probably just gonna trim it, yeah. Alright, anything you wanna say so I can end this? Troll, say something funny in Polish.
Ci mi jajca pedale jebane.
Okay, thank you.